From Neural Newscast, this is Stereo Current, sound, culture, and the systems that shape them.
Stereo. The needle drops, the sky clears, and the downtown is just a little more electric. Welcome to Stereo Current, your daily roundup of the indie sounds and scene intelligence that actually matter. I am Sloan Rivera.
And I'm Julian Vance. We're coming to you on this Sunday, April 12th, looking back at a week where the giants finally woke up and the underground refused to be ignored. It's a heavy one, Sloan, and I think we have to start with the aesthetic shift happening in New York.
Absolutely. Last Monday, the Strokes effectively broke the indie internet with an Instagram teaser that felt like a fever dream from a 1994 PC. We're talking a Nissan 300ZX, 4 horses pulling a cassette tape through a desert, and a very cryptic Lalo link. Julian, they've finally confirmed it. Album number 7, titled Reality Awaits, is coming this summer.
Yeah, it's their first since The New Abnormal back in 2020, Sloan. And you have to love the commitment to that lo-fi, Windows 95, Notepad vibe they've updated their whole website with. It feels less like a marketing campaign and more like a transmission from a different era. With Coachella and Bonnaroo on the schedule, it feels like we're entering a new summer of the Strokes.
It's stylishly regressive, but if you want something that feels present and painfully self-aware, you have to look at Holly Humberstone. Her sophomore album, Cruel World, just landed on Friday, and it's a shimmering expansion of her craft. Under the Radar gave it a 8.5, and honestly, Julian, it's deserved. She's moved past the bedroom pop longing of her debut into something more considered, more mythic.
I've been spinning Drunk Dialing all weekend. That chorus is like a lighters in the air moment for the ages. But what struck me most about Cruel World was the closer, Beauty Pageant. She's really interrogating the performance of being a woman in the music industry and the digital pressure to look a certain way. It's vulnerable, but she's in total command of the vision.
Exactly. She has that rare ability to map the messy contradictions of love without losing her cool. It's refined, it's a little bit dark, and it's arguably her most complete work. It's interesting how Cruel World mirrors some of the anxiety we're hearing in the folk scene right now, though perhaps with more
Speaking of that anxiety, the protest song is having a massive resurgence this week. We've been tracking Darrell Kelley, the Atlanta activist. His single, Ice Cold Killers, was an early shot across the bow before this massive wave of high-profile activism we saw at the Grammys recently.
And now we're seeing Springsteen responding with Streets of Minneapolis and those ice out pins on the red carpet. It's an urgent conversation, and Kelly was there setting the tone on viral records. But there's also a different kind of protest coming out of Leeds today. Nick Cody and The Heartache just dropped We're the Many.
That track is brilliant, Sloan. It's got this masses against the classes energy reminiscent of the Manic Street Preachers, but wrapped in these gorgeous euphony-rich harmonies. Liz Hanks, who's played with the Pet Shop Boys, is on cello and vocals there, and she really softens the blow of Cody's protestive serenade. It's a sanctuary for the status quo weary.
It's from their upcoming albums Sweet Songs and Bitter Truth, and it feels like a necessary counterweight to the angst on the other side of the Atlantic. It's protest music with grace. If you want the sharp edge, though, you have to turn to JoeJoe S or Joy Sorosi. Yesterday's release, Bow to the Screen, is a deadpan, honky folk confrontation with digital noise.
It's very Tom Waits. Sloan, that dark, waltzy folk instrumentation. It's visceral enough to actually snap you out of a doom scroll. Sorosi only started writing in 2022, but the candor in his voice is startling. It's effectively musical self-therapy for our dopamine addiction.
From digital noise to post-punk polish, Athens-based Def Renio dropped Idling on Wednesday. They've been under the radar globally, but this new cut is pure Interpol meets 2000s indie rock. It's cohesive, perfectly produced, and sounds ready for a much larger stage.
I'm also keeping an eye on Sydney. John Valenzuela's debut single, Shot of Adrenaline, is out. He's a veteran of that scene who's finally stepping into his own voice, and it is theatrical mayhem. Think Mr. Bungle with a shot of progressive jazz. It refuses every constraint rock usually imposes.
It's a bit of a tilt-a-whirl, isn't it? Very different from the lush soul we're getting from Watford's Shalini Rai. Her new track, Backseat, is this spicy femme fatale soul pop. She's a British Indian artist who's totally self-possessed. She even works with Haven Studios to advocate for queer and female artists. It's liberation you can groove to.
And we can't talk about liberation without mentioning Eugene McGuinness. He's back with Eastend Requiem on Mellotone Records. He'd actually accepted his career was over a decade ago after the Domino Records deal ended, but he found his way back to the joy of the process in a Liverpool studio.
It's a gorgeous track, Julian, all glistening synths and Parisian flourishes. He's writing from a place of fatherhood and reflection, capturing the East End with a romantic haze. It's not a comeback that screams, it's a reintroduction that whispers. It's about preserving moments before they disappear.
It's that same spirit of preservation that brought us the 50th anniversary of Bongo Fury this week, that legendary Zappa and Captain Beefheart collaboration. The Super Deluxe Edition is out with 48 additional tracks, including those 2 legendary Austin concerts from 1975.
Zappa and Beefheart in their prime, it's a reminder that indie, at its core, has always been about these left-of-center creative giants refusing to play it straight. From the Zappa vault to the Strokes horse-drawn cassettes, it's a good week to have ears, Julian.
It certainly is. We'll be tracking the Reality Awaits rollout closely as the summer approaches. For now, keep the record spinning and the cynicism sharp. I'm Julian Vance.
And I'm Sloan Rivera. You've been listening to Stereo Current. We'll see you in the crates.
Before we head out, we have 10 essential listens for your week, a curated stack to keep your speakers busy.
Kicking things off at number 1, we have The Strokes with The Adults Are Talking. It is that quintessential blend of digital and analog that defines their modern sound.
At number 2, Holly Humberstone brings us Into Your Room. It is a fantastic example of the atmospheric indie pop that has made her such a breakout star.
For the avant-garde fans, rank 3 is the 50-year anniversary of Frank Zappa and Captain Beefheart's Deborah Cadabra. It remains a beautifully chaotic theatrical masterpiece.
Then we have Def Radio with Idling. This one is a bold, driving post-punk single coming out of the Athens scene.
At number 5, Eugene McGuinness returns with Eastend Requiem. It is a poignant alternative track that mixes British indie roots with some lush orchestral flourishes.
Moving into soul pop, Shalini Rani delivers Backseat. It is high production polish with a very cool femme fatale edge.
Next up is Nick Cody and the Heartache with We Are the Many. It is empathy-rich indie folk addressing the fractures in our modern society.
For something more direct, Darrell Kelley's Ice Cold Killers is a stark, viral protest track confronting current social justice issues.
And at number 9, we have JoeJoe S with Bow to the Screen. It is a deadpan, honky folk look at our collective obsession with the digital world.
And finally, at number 10, John Valenzuela brings the art rock with Shot of Adrenaline, a theatrical debut from the Sydney guitarist that refuses to stay in one lane.
And with that stack on your queue, keep it locked to stereocurrent.neuralnewscast.com. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.
This has been Stereo Current on Neural Newscast. Sound, culture, and the systems that shape them.